Well, first at 9, we're still following that breaking story from Cullman County, where the Hanceville police chief and 4 other officers are accused of breaking the law and your trust.
Yeah, these are the 6 people arrested: Officer Cody Allen Kelso, Jason Scott Wilbanks, Eric Michael Kelso, Hanceville Police Chief Jason Shane Marlin, and Donna Reed Kelso, one of the officers' wives. Now, they are each facing various charges, including tampering with evidence and distribution of a controlled substance. The Cullman County Sheriff and District Attorney saying these sworn officers find themselves on a different side of the law tonight after a grand jury said that the Hanceville Police Department is, quote, corrupt and a threat to public safety.
Hanceville Police Department has abused public trust by its failure of oversight, lack of leadership, and negligent training and hiring. Number 7, that the Hanceville Police Department has failed to account for, preserve, and maintain evidence, and in doing so has failed crime victims and the public at large. This evidence is unusable.
Now, the grand jury provided 9 recommendations to the city that include disbanding the police department altogether and contracting with another law enforcement agency to protect people who live in Hanceville. Now, new first at 9, your reporter James Giles live in Hanceville tonight, having talked to people who live in the area. And James, a wild story here. Do people who live there want to see the department go away?
Well, Steve, most people we came across today in Hanceville are not trying to talk about this on camera, but the overall consensus is it's a disgrace. And many folks point out this is just the latest incident in the history of corruption here for the city of Hanceville. In 2023, you may remember former Mayor Kenneth Neal was indicted for felony corruption, accused of using city employees to do work at his house. Now, Hanceville Police Chief Jason Marlin, 4 of his officers, and one of their spouses face a long list of felony and misdemeanor charges. A Cullman County grand jury says their negligence led to the death of a dispatcher who overdosed on the job. Jurors also spent hours reviewing security footage that, according to the district attorney, shows unauthorized people freely entering the police department's evidence room, compromising cases being investigated by the department. For people in this community, it's unsettling news.
It made me feel like how is all of this happening and nobody was catching on sooner?
I didn't expect it. I thought it was pretty crazy what came out.
I just hope they get it fixed, because if I do actually need the police, I'd like to be able to rely on them and hope that they're not off committing crimes themselves.
Current Mayor Jim Sawyer says he and the City Council are committed to fixing this. In a statement, he says, in part, the people of Hanceville deserve full transparency regarding the extent of these issues. The council will carefully consider all recommendations and act swiftly and decisively to address the problems within the police department. Our citizens, industries, and businesses deserve a resolution, and we will pursue and implement the necessary corrective actions openly and aggressively. And Cullman County District Attorney Champ Crocker says the grand jury made 9 recommendations, 2 of them being abolishing the Hanceville Police Department and allowing a separate agency to come in and take over. We'll talk more about that tonight, coming up at 10. Your reporter in Hanceville, James Giles, WBRC 6 News, on your side.